Even if I like the subject, the motivation is low, the distraction is high.
Get to a point where they start talking for like 20 minutes about nonsense and then you just want to like skip it.
I don't know, I just feel that it's like a lot hard to concentrate and like writing notes.
Absolutely, yes, I would love it. Love to use this product.
Yeah, perfect. Hello. So Teen Titans' mission is to utilize AI to increase productivity, keeping people engaged and present in the work that they wish to pursue. So we started off with this mission coming into Teen Titan. Week 0, we had this increased productivity through an AI consultation that automates the patient intake process at clinics and hospitals. We had 6 teammates, and then flash forward to week 10, after 106 interviews, we have a new configuration of teammates, now 4, and still increasing productivity, but through a different product, an AI transcriber and note taker that summarizes your online meetings. So you might be wondering, how the heck did we end up here? Well, let's start from the beginning. Our initial goal was increasing productivity through AI. And first, we had the tech. We have fantastic software, AI people on our team. We had the mission. We just need to figure out, where do we push this? What need do we address? And we found that after asking people, a need for healthcare professionals. And that started with Isaiah's father-in-law, my father, who constantly complains about how nurses take forever to talk to patients about getting their history. Basically, if you've been to any hospital or clinic, I bet you're very familiar with this medical history form. It's long, it's tiring, it's confusing, and as frustrating it may be to you as a patient, it's equally as frustrating to the doctors because they want to get you in the room as soon as possible and engage with you. So with that, we had an idea, big idea. How about a product that streamlined the intake process? Introducing Nurse.
Hello, patient. What seems to be the problem today?
Cool, right? So Nurse is a neural network for unsupervised retrieval of symptoms, and it's basically an AI consultant that interviews patients. Really cool product. We had the tech, we fulfilled our mission, we had a need. Now, how do we make this a viable business? How do we find the framework to actually bring this to multiple clinics and hospitals besides my dad's clinic? So we came to Lean Launchpad, and they gave us this business model canvas, and we started to get to work. We filled in our value propositions, fast consultations, accurate reports, healthcare professionals for customer segments, and direct hospitals as our channels. It felt pretty simple. We were like, we're doing this, okay. But then we started to interview, and that was not as successful. After 51 interviews with hospital directors and doctors, we started to get responses that while it may work in rural communities like my dad in rural Mississippi, most hospitals and clinics already have static forms that do a good enough job already. Why try to fix the problem if it already works? Basically, big idea is that AI Intake Nurse is a vitamin, not a painkiller. What we had was basically a weak want. What we needed was a strong need. So That sucks. We're at the seemingly fall of Titan. Nurse was not a viable business as we expected. Our initial hypotheses about Nurse felt invalidated. And even worse, we lost 3 team members over the first weeks of the quarter. Oh my God. So what do we do here? Something interesting happened. So we found out that users were interested in our AI solutions, just not within medicine. For all our Zoom meetings that we had with interviewees, we utilized an AI that would create a report with a transcript and then synthesize it into key takeaways. Sound familiar? Well, our interviewees found this product to be a really intriguing product possibility. An AI note-taking assistant. They kept saying, why aren't we talking about this AI instead? So why don't we talk about it? We took their advice and we pivoted.
Introducing Echo. Okay, Echo is an AI assistant that joins meetings with you and automatically creates accurate meeting notes that can be easily shared with your team. We finally had a new concept that it seemed like people actually wanted. So we got to work on filling out the business model canvas. We started off with our customer segments and our value propositions. And through 24 interviews, we realized that this AI note-taking solution could be applicable to so many domains, from healthcare to technology to education. So we grouped our customer segment into 2 categories: team managers and junior employees. Now, we found something interesting about the value propositions applied to these customer segments. Team managers saw value in Echo because it allowed them to attend and get information from meetings that they didn't actually go to. Where junior employees saw value because it allowed them to engage in their conversations on online meetings and still have robust meeting notes to look over afterwards. And both groups saw a lot of value in using our solution to keep their entire teams aligned in a single document and to keep everyone on the same page. So great. We filled out our value propositions and we had customers and we had found a pain point and we already had the solution. However, we did a late pivot, and at this point, we're around week 7, and we still had so much more of the canvas to catch up on and figure out. So we asked ourselves, how do we make Echo a viable business? And we got to work in doing interviews and looking at similar companies. And we figured out key partners where we would integrate with first. We decided that we would go with Google Suite, Notion, and Zoom as platforms to integrate with. We thought about our key activities and set milestones on what it would take to implement the cloud servers and run our AI transcription plus analysis. We found something interesting as a key resource that we would need to hire a support team to take care of our customer questions. And interestingly enough, we figured out in cost structures that it would cost us 1/4 of a penny per minute of online meeting to run our transcription and AI analysis, which comes out to be about $7.50 per month per customer. And then by looking at other successful productivity companies in the space, we determined that a freemium model would be our best path to profitability. And we were able to gather all of this information over 3 weeks, 27 interviews, and a couple of similar case studies. And so finally, it felt like that we were getting the information we needed and the business model canvas was coming into focus. However, we were having trouble pinpointing our customer relationships and our channels. Now, being the tech-focused team we are, we decided to address this problem through developing an MVP. And we went after customer relationships first. So building an MVP seemed easy to us. We had built one before in Nurse, and it was just a matter of execution. We just had to build something that was functional. So here comes our first MVP, a functional prototype. So with this prototype, we focused on parsing out all the information that the AI could provide, and we ran it on our own conversations. We thought customers would be able to see how this would apply to their own conversations and workflows. But when we started showing it to people, they asked us questions like, how does your AI know what's important? And is the information accurate? So we went to the teaching staff for this problem and also started talking internally and started theorizing how we might be able to show customers how they could use Echo. And then we determined that what we needed to do was develop a solution that was both relevant and recognizable. So we went out of our comfort zone a little bit here and focused more on integration and design. And we chose one of our key partners, Notion, and created a report using the AI information that was synthesized all around the Elon Musk TED Talk interview. And we mocked up the key takeaways, we showed the question and answers that our AI was able to extract, and we went back and tested this with our customers. When we showed this document to them, the second MVP, they were super excited about the potential. They were saying that if we could get them the solution working in front of them, that they would get their entire teams to use it. And they're even thinking about all different kinds of events and workflows that they could integrate our solution into. And this helped us land pilot customers like Kala Health, Horn, Quinn Healthcare, and Vector Growth. Simultaneously, we were working on building a website with a landing page and running ads. And it actually proved to be very promising. We were focusing on design again, and by focusing on design, we made attention-grabbing ads and a nice-looking web page, and that gave us a click-through rate of 2.14%, with over 700 people engaging on our website, and 29 of those converting to waitlist signups that are growing every day. So finally, we had filled out our business model canvas, and we had something that seemed like a viable business plan. And even though that we didn't accomplish our initial goal of increasing productivity in the healthcare space, we were able to increase productivity in a domain that was even wider and provided real value. So what's next for Team Titan? Well, Saffron, Barry, and I will be continuing on with this project into the summer, fleshing out the business model canvas and implementing some of the experiments we have set up. Felicity will be staying here and focusing on our business degree at Stanford, but will be staying on as an advisor. And we just wanted to say thank you so much to the teaching staff. It's been such a great journey, learning how to build a successful business and learning how to use the business model canvas to make our ideas a reality. And thank you so much to our mentor, Doug, for sitting with us each week and pushing us into the right direction. And if you guys are interested in either using Echo or keeping up with our journey, here's a QR code and a URL to our website. We'd love to talk with you.